In this video, we will see how to define defaults for elements. The reason we would want to define defaults for elements is to have the system help us as we are coding transactions and maybe save some time. So for example, say in this system here, we have an entity for which the misc element will always be null, right? So whenever we're coding transactions and we enter the, say, 1100 entity, the misc element will always be null. So how do I get the system to input that null misc element automatically? To do that, I will go here to entity, go to the entity I want to define the default for, and then click on defaults. Once that's done, I can go to the element, type here miscellaneous, and click here and state that this will be the default. Defaults, of course, are detail elements because that's where transactions are coded to. Once I have saved the default definition, if I go and try to code a transaction, say a manual journal, period, any period, and once I start coding the transaction, the default, after I enter the entity, right? So if I click on the entity in this screen, for example, if it's an AP screen, it might be a little different, but once the entity is entered and I tab out of that field, this code is entered automatically according to the default that I defined.